Hi, everybody. So I have Amelia with me today, and she is another brilliant healer. So we're going to talk about some of the things that have been coming into her today, like some of the new downloads and stuff. We want to talk a little bit about the crystalline body at the beginning because I feel like there's a lot of questions about that are popping up. So tell me what you feel about the crystalline body. Like, what are you getting about it, Amelia?
That information kind of comes in like little spurts for me. I always get that for myself, and this could be relevant to some people, like a lot of it has been activated, but not all of it has like fallen into place
Mhm.
yet. So it's like we're just moving different steps through the process. At least I feel like I am. And I know you've mentioned things like different body systems that were kind of readjusting themselves. And I felt that for lots of things, like recently, like the liver to me, this is hard to explain, looked like it went like this and up. It just like,
Oh, it did.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it looked
it
like to
moved
me.
up in the body a little bit.
And it like shifted like I don't
Hmm.
know. It's interesting how that looked, but because my liver I've been working on for a long time, but I cleared some other layers that have been stuck there finally to allow for more of the crystalline integration, I think. Um, Same with the nervous system. I think the nervous system was the maybe not having the hardest time, but it was not catching up as fast with the crystalline body.
Yeah.
And
Also,
so,
it's going to be completely different,
mhm,
and it is actually changing quite a bit right now. So we are crystalline at this point. So all the body is crystalline, and that means you went from a carbon-based body to a crystalline-based body.
mhm,
So it's like you go through pressure. We've all felt the pressure, right? All these frequencies coming through us from the Schumann, from the souls, because I call those solar, energies. And basically, we've gone from being carbon to being like a diamond. So everything is more sparkly inside of us, and we can generate a lot more energy. And that's why, like, when you wake up in the morning and your soul hasn't come back into your body, then you're really tired because you actually have a much bigger energy field now, and you need that presence to really maintain the body at this point. But it's basically carbon to Christ aligned. So, Christ aligned means that we are capable of amazing things. We don't always know it yet. And some of the organs have moved into different places, like the heart was more to the left and now it's in the middle. The kidneys have moved up. The cellular regeneration has like really increased. So it used to be every 7 years, now it's every 90 days. So we have the new body. Our mind is not totally caught up to
mhm.
that fact. And the nervous system, some of the systems are still morphing. So there are some systems like the nervous system that isn't completely in the new like configuration yet. But if you notice it, you don't react in the same way.
Mhm.
So we're not having a total anxiety that lasts for a really long time anymore. It's like flash of irritation. And then you're like, ooh, I have to figure out what to do about this now. And you do something about it. Either you leave the room or you get out of the situation, or you just say to somebody, no, I'm not going to listen to this, whatever it is. And you feel almost instantly better. So we bounce back very quickly. Feel like if the frequencies don't match, we get irritated faster,
Yes.
actually. So that's where the nervous system is right now. It's just an amazing thing what's happening with Ascension. But as the mind expands, we're going to get more and more aware of how much control we actually have over the body.
Right. And does that connect with what you were also talking about with how our eyes are upgrading and the brain was clearing, so maybe clearing more space to be able to have the
Hmm.
capacity to really integrate everything on all
Yeah.
levels?
Yeah. The eyes are still upgrading. They feel quite close to being done,
Mhm.
but during the upgrade, they're more blurry.
Yeah.
They've been more tired. I notice mine are slightly more blurry right now. And normally these glasses that I'm wearing now are almost too strong. But right now they're not quite strong enough. So there's something going on there. And it's not just like being tired because I'm, doing a lot at the moment. It's just that they're upgrading. And these
Yeah.
upgrades are not overnight. Like they can
Mm-mm.
take weeks to happen.
I noticed the blurriness probably back in the fall, and so it does feel like a little better. Um,
Yeah, it was back in the fall and then it was again. And also the pineal gland seems to be
mhm.
getting more upgrades. So it's like over time, almost like maintenance on a car. Like, oh, let's change that oil again in the pineal gland and get a little more cleared out. So the universe is being very kind about not overdoing it, but it can feel like it's massive.
Yeah.
And we've been through some pretty major purges to get into the fifth density. So, and to have the split actually complete. So we are in a complete split at this point. We're no
Mm.
longer seeing 3D and 4D, except for our own programming, which we're releasing right now.
Right, which there's a lot of that to clear, right? I mean, some have cleared more than others, and
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great things happening with that too. So as we noticed, all the old systems falling away, it's easier, I think, for some people to start to let go of some of those old programs too, which has been really helpful. But just programs about everything. It's, I mean, like you said, our thoughts, even just what we thought about our body. I'm pretty in tune with my body. And so when I have some new weird sensation or whatever is coming through, I'm like, well, that's new. And what is that? And is it more crystalline? Is this something that needs to integrate, heal, adjust, whatever it is? It's really
Mhm.
wild right now.
Been very wild. And a lot of our parallels that have been healed are now coming into the body, which is called a fractal. So we're having more of our soul expand in the body. And I'll keep talking about that because it's such a hard concept. But it's a huge thing, which means a lot of your gifts and your health and everything is going to start to shift and change. And you're going to feel more and more whole,
Mhm.
more and more yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And when I do work with people, I do sometimes come across some fractals ready to be brought back. And so it's really fun to see that and all
yeah.
sorts of things coming back home, if you will.
Hmm.
Just the wholeness feels great. Less scattered, right? I think we've been scattered for way too long.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people are floating right now, kind of,
Mhm.
because the energies are so high. It's hard to accomplish tasks sometimes. It's hard to want to do it. It's also hard to think about what you want to do next
Mhm.
because we're learning how to be in the moment.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother thing that's happening. Yeah. And we're getting amazing downloads, and we're going to talk about some of those today because Amelia
Yes.
has some brilliant downloads that have come in.
Yeah, it's really wild, hard to explain sometimes because it sometimes comes in so fast and it's just when working with certain people, sometimes they come in or sometimes when I'm driving, I'll just get some random little blip of what's happening. for humanity. And so, yeah, there's some, I mean, I think this does tie into the crystalline body too. I had to write it all down because I knew I wouldn't remember, because once it comes in, I'm like, oh, recognize it, allow for that to work in my own system, and then let it do its thing. Um, so just with, oh gosh, so many of like the lower energies that were affecting, especially our older bodies, like the parasitic energies, um, getting maybe stuck with detox processes and different things like that. Those are all seeing being cleared away for humanity, for those who are choosing to allow that. So, and with that, we have more space to receive all the good things. Let's see. Yeah, all the contracts, all the connections there. And we're healing so much faster. And one of the biggest thing, I thought this was really powerful too, with that, whatever was activated for humanity too, the ability to clear like the fungus mold candida is going to be so much easier if
Mhm.
there's any leftover anything in the body, because that can be sometimes just like a loop, builds up and then you let it go, builds up and let it go. um what else was really amazing? Gosh, yeah, I mean, many people have mentioned this too, with everything speeding up. um the prism light that I've always worked with healing, it feels like that's like fully activated, fully restored
Mhm.
too, which anybody can grab onto that, right? I think you posted about the rainbows in Telegram. Same thing in my mind, same energy. Um, and yeah, oh, and that ties into what I've been getting. So I was working with somebody, and this is often again how it comes in, is I was like, there's a specific code just for you. And I'm like, this is an
Mhm.
ascension code. Oh, we have multiple ascension codes that are probably needing to be activated for people. So on my YouTube and TikTok is where I've been posting those, and I only have what, 4 of them right now. So as they come in, I just ask for when humanity's ready for it, and then post a video. And hopefully those are helpful. I have had several people comment, wow, I feel that in my crown, or instantly I felt calmer. So it's pretty fun what's coming
Yeah,
in.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I know.
everything's code.
Yeah. Everything is code. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like we're starting to see all the different codes. I see them more as the creation that they create most of the time. I have seen the matrix all in ones and zeros coming down, but that was really rare for me. Normally I
Mhm.
see the form. Um, but it's really cool to have codes. So there's a guy named Grabavoy, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. And he came up with a bunch of codes. And I think it's, time for the new codes to come out. And they're probably slightly different with some of them. So I
Mhm.
think it's really cool that you are getting codes in general. So
Yeah.
keep track of them because I bet people would be interested. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might put together a document once they're all there,
Mhm.
um and it's really simple to use too, if they're healing codes, ascension codes, light codes, whatever codes that people are tuning into. They're out there for everybody, right? So just sitting there and just saying them. It's 5 digits, the ones that I'm coming to know right now, and or writing them down. Sometimes I pair it with like a frequency like 432 hertz, and sometimes I see colors with them too. So um put all 3 together, and that sounds pretty calming and pretty amazing to me. So
Yeah. 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 I mean, you could put them on a piece of paper, put your cup on top of them. You
mhm,
could do all kinds of things with codes. And I think we're just kind of graduating right now. Like we're in the graduation process,
mhm,
and some of us are we've graduated from high school and we're a freshman in college at this point, and some of us are seniors in college and ready
Mhm.
to graduate out
Yeah.
completely. So we're kind of in this weird space right now where a lot of people are just awakening and they've chosen to be in 5D in the fifth density, but they're not really clued in to some of the stuff that's going on. It's like
Mhm.
it's all living in their subconscious and it hasn't popped through yet. And then there's others that are just like ready to go. So we're getting ready to build the foundation of the new world.
Mhm.
And some people will be paying more attention to the crumble of the old world because they haven't seen that yet. They don't know about what the old world was. And then some are going to be just creating the new one. So we're really on a big adventure right now, and there's not any resistance holding us back unless it's our own programming.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Yeah. Um, yeah, and so I think it's really helpful just to excuse me, ask
Mhm.
for support. I know Mother Earth was coming into some of that energy too. Ether is very healing.
Mhm.
Um, and just ask to see and know and experience what you need to help just balance all this fun out. So
Yeah, it's a huge adventure
it is.
right now that we're on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going so quickly, but it's
Mhm.
fun.
It is, and it's going to speed up more. So making sure that you don't get too involved with the adventure, like you are more focused on your own adventure
Mhm.
than the outside adventure that's going on, because it's like full on and it's going to get more intense as we go. And a lot of that isn't for us, it's for the people waking up.
Mhm.
So we don't need to be totally enmeshed in that. We're going to be creating new things, and a lot of us are going to be together now. Like we're going to be doing things together. We're going to be doing projects together and creating, and healing is going to be one of those big things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm,
Probably why I've experienced so much of my own personal healing, just so I
yeah.
can remember how to do all that stuff as a soul. So,
Mhm. I think healers in general usually go through more intense illness than
yeah.
others, and they choose that. So, because we know how it is and we can help others
Mhm.
with it because we've come through a lot of it.
Oh,
And there
yeah.
are things that maybe we're still healing too,
Mhm.
that we haven't gotten totally to the bottom of. But once you can heal one thing, then you can help others start to heal
Yeah.
their own stuff. Yeah.
And that activates us all if we're all healing too, just by putting that energy out there. I think it's beautiful because some people just are so stuck in the, I don't know how to do this, I can't heal, or I've got this diagnosis and it's my identity. And it's really helpful to let all of that go slowly as you're able to just start to see the other side.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous time on Earth right now.
Mhm.
It is chaotic, but the most exciting thing is that we're finally in the place where most of us have been wanting to get, in the place where things just kind of explode and the 3D and 4D dissolve. So
Yes.
they've dissolved energetically. So now it's going to be physically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It feels so much better without all those other extra layers that
Mhm.
were confusing the situation, if you will. So that's all done, and it feels so much lighter, feels so much cleaner.
Mhm.
Healing is so fast right now too, just energetically and physically, like you said, the physical regeneration is amazing.
Mhm. So quick.
Yeah.
And it I mean, watching people that have been through insane experiences just recently, because I have a family member that's been through insane experiences,
Mhm.
and the level of healing that's happening, like in the past, you would never expect somebody to get through that, but
Mhm.
they are. So we really are capable of whatever we wish to happen. And there was definitely an intention to still be here with them, and they are. So they made it through that experience, but it's been a
Yeah.
wild ride. So just give yourself grace, take care of yourself during this time, and be excited. 'Cause
Mhm.
I'm so excited. Yeah. And when you do get those codes done, like put out a notebook and people can
Mhm.
grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the works. I've got lots spinning around. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I guess there's a reason for that too. But yeah, every morning I try to set that gratitude just for everything we're going through. Got to clear my throat energy today, apparently.
Mhm.
Um, and uh and just set the intention that I will continue to move onward and upward, and that all of my body, mind, soul, spirit are in the highest timeline, and just keep going. Wow, this is not normal.
Yeah. Yeah. And we are going to keep going. Like all of us will keep up the forward motion
Hmm.
and do some fun things, you guys. Like if you're not feeling well, still do something that is fun, whether it's like your favorite TV show, Star Trek, whatever, something that you can watch, and you can watch an episode a day and make yourself happy,
Hmm.
whether it's like coloring, if you're feeling good, then getting out into nature, all those things, like really concentrate on your own joy right now, because that's going to bring things in faster and faster. So just
Hmm.
like the disclosure is faster and faster right now, so will be the healing, and so will be the abundance. So they're going to feed on each other,
Hmm.
and it's going to be so much fun to get to know each other, everybody, like meeting each other. A lot of us are in chat groups and, different groups, and we're starting to meet each other.
Hmm.
We're starting to do things together, and just continue to look forward to that, because it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're not in a group like that, then feel free to get into one, most of them are free, and just start talking to people and think about the things that you want to do. What do you want to create for your own life in this world? And your body will heal if you allow it to. And if you heal the traumas that are behind the whatever illness or detox are there.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I created several years ago my empath community. It's called Empath Ascension because I knew that's what we were going through. But the whole goal was to connect similar people so they could help each other as well, and we can all just bounce off all the ideas, healing, knowing, um, just even something that might get you to think differently about something so that you get into those places of healing that maybe are hidden too. Sometimes the trauma likes to hide. So, yeah,
Mhm.
it's really important to connect right now for sure.
It is. Yeah. And there are things and products. I mean, there are med beds probably coming out soon. That feels very good.
Hmm.
And then there are other products that are like stepping stones to that. Like Amelia and I both do LifeWave.
Hmm.
I love my Healy. Like there are things that are bridges to that and that are going to be more of a maintenance in the future for a while. I don't see people popping in and out of med beds once a month. Like that doesn't feel right at all. It feels kind of like, depending on what you have going on, like a one and done. But if you have multiple things going on, then you may go into multiple med beds, or you may go into a med bed um, because they're intention based. So if you can't, at the moment, imagine your body like younger, or a limb growing back, or if you can't imagine those things yet, then you may do that in steps.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a lot of different scenarios, but in general, I think it's going to be like, okay, this is you. Now we need you to stay in that. You have to learn how to maintain it, because I don't really think that we're going to age much anymore, because
That's
that was a
wonderful.
program too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
Hmm.
recently did a biofeedback scan. It said my skin age was much younger than my physical age. I was
Hmm.
like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I've done a lot of
Yeah,
work. So
exactly.
let's keep
So
it going.
it's a fantastic time to be alive right now.
It really is. There's so
Mhm.
many words, exciting, discombobulating. Um, just
Yes.
I could go on, but it's really fun at the end of the day going, wow, that's
Mhm.
what we did today.
Exactly. Did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up? Because I couldn't remember.
Oh, let's see. I'm gonna double check all my notes here. Um, no, I think I was gonna mention like the adrenals and cortisol too, because those are kind of going up and down for people.
Hmm.
And when you mentioned doing something fun, I wanted to piggyback just things that I do to lower cortisol too, like knitting. I've recently go through phases. It's kind of a full-blown obsession, like the yarn, the patterns, the just sitting and knitting repetitively. Playing piano is a good repetitive, walking. Those all calm the cortisol patterns that we need to just go ahead and get rid of, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
things like that um are really
Hmm.
fun. So that was just a little side note, but um yeah, just double check. No, can't think of anything. I'm sure I'll think of five other
Okay.
things after we stop, but
Yeah. That's really important. And we always mention minerals. So let's mention that again. Minerals are
absolutely.
so big right now. So magnesium is the main mineral that people need. And I would get the kaleidoscope of magnesiums. They're not just one kind,
Hmm.
and
There's
they all do
nine.
different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get a multi magnesium
Hmm.
supplement. And potassium is also really big.
Yes. And for some reason, my body only wants potassium from foods or like even celery juice, a few sips of that. It's so interesting. Look at my potassium supplement and I go, no. I'm taking 5 different kinds of magnesium, also using magnesium lotion for different reasons. And I've always done Epsom salt baths, which is magnesium too. So it is really huge. And I've needed more salt. So
Yeah.
back on that one again.
Mhm. Yeah, I was feeling pretty rough last week and I started back on the salts and that really fixed it. So just really be kind to your body and give it the building blocks that it needs to reform all these organs and to basically reform the nervous system and all the things that are happening within it right now.
Right. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I added the liver, what is it called? The liver, the beef liver, but it also had heart, kidney, adrenals, and
Hmm.
something else. I was like, let's just repair everything right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's important.
yeah.
So hopefully that helps everybody. We had fun
Yeah.
chatting today. So, um, Yeah, and I'm excited to see the codes. I really think people will gravitate towards that. So be a
Awesome.
lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you, Amelia. And I'll
Thank
have all of
you.
Amelia's stuff below too. Bye,
No, you're fine.
everybody.
Bye.